Alright, this is Andrew with Jonah Home Inspections. Today is June 26th, 2025, and we're at 1919 Baywood Drive. We have the camera pushed out 182 feet. That's as far as my camera goes, and we're at the access point in the driveway, and so we're already a ways up from the house. It's possible that I dropped into the city line and didn't realize it. It should be obvious if we go through a turn. There was one spot, I think it was over 100 feet out, and we'll pass it. There was a little bit of an offset. Maybe that was a transition, but it wasn't an obvious one. But we're going to pull it back. Basically, all that to say, it's possible that we're in the city line already, but it's also possible that it's continuing and it hasn't dropped in yet. In either case, it's a very long line. I couldn't make it out from the house. I had to locate the other access point and go through there. I've been running some water. I noticed even before I was running water, I was going through a couple spots that was holding a tiny bit of water. Not horrible, but it's always best for it to be completely dry if you're not running water. Otherwise, that indicates that it's a little flat in some spots. But I didn't see really much build up here, which is a good sign. And now as it finishes draining, we should see less and less. I walked it off. It was about 35 steps to the center of the street where I would expect it to drop into the city line, and so just over 100 feet out is where I would expect it to end. Sometimes as I push my camera out, sometimes it'll slip into the city line and I don't realize it. I mean, so far I haven't seen any transitions, not seen any roots. No significant offset so far. I know that there's going to be one that we're going to see. Looks like a plastic line. Just pushing through because there's a turn there, and so I'm making sure it's not transitioning to the city line. But it just looks like a turn. Might be worth getting the map to know exactly where it ties in. You should be able to request that with the city. So right there, that's the spot that I hit an offset. That's where I started running water to help pop over this offset. There's a little bit of cast. That could be another access point. It's a little blocked because there's standing water and then the lead to the pipe, and so I can't see that area incredibly well. Sometimes if I flash my light, I can get a better view. Yeah, it does look like a clean out. So another 60 feet out, and there might be another access point. Whether or not it's buried, I'm not sure. But that doesn't look like it's transitioning to the city line. Now there is an offset, so that's a spot where waste could potentially get stuck. Already there was water getting caught up on it, and so it is a little bit higher where you have that offset pipe. Luckily, since this house is on a slab, the line's not incredibly deep. With a basement, lines are much deeper, and so if you did have to dig it up, it's not as bad. You do have an asphalt driveway, and so that's a little harder to patch than lawn. I would recommend getting the map from the city. Main thing here is it doesn't look like it was dropping into the city line. And then second thing, you did have one offset. Last thing I'll mention, the clean out cap wasn't threading off the way that it should be. This piece is supposed to stay attached, and then it looks like they used a Fernco fitting, but the way they installed it, there's no way to tighten it. And so they could have left a little gap so you could access that fitting. I can drop this on, and that's going to likely do a decent job of keeping it sealed, but this piece is supposed to thread off, and then this bigger piece is supposed to stay attached. Otherwise, it's easier for rocks to fall in there, or moisture to get in there, or dirt and sand over time. So you want to keep this area clean. Not the best connection there. I'm going to end this recording.